Have you ever wondered why some habits are harder to break than others? Habits. We all have them. They're the routines we perform almost unconsciously, the patterns woven into the fabric of our daily lives. Some are as simple as brushing our teeth in the morning. Others, more complex, like the way we approach problem solving or engage with the world around us. But what is it about habits that make them so powerful? You see, our brain is a creature of habit. It loves patterns, routines, and predictability. When we engage in a behavior over and over again, our brain begins to automate the process, forming what we call a habit loop. This loop consists of a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue triggers the routine, and the reward reinforces the behavior, making us want to do it again. However, not all habits are created equal. There are good habits that propel us forward, like regular exercise or mindful eating. These habits enhance our well-being, boost our productivity, and contribute to our overall happiness. On the other hand, there are bad habits like excessive screen time or procrastination. These habits, while they might offer temporary relief or pleasure, can derail our goals and negatively impact our lives. Then there's a darker side to habits, a dangerous twist: addiction. Addiction is essentially a habit gone rogue. It's when a behavior, initially pleasurable, becomes compulsive and interferes with ordinary life responsibilities. It's a bad habit amplified, a pattern so ingrained in our brain that breaking free feels almost impossible. But why do we fall into these negative habits, these addictions? Often it's because they provide a quick fix, a fleeting moment of relief or reward. Yet the long-term cost far outweighs the temporary gain. The power of habits lies in their ability to shape our lives, for better or worse. They can either be stepping stones to success or stumbling blocks to progress. The key is to cultivate good habits and break the bad ones, especially those that veer into addiction. Think about it. What habits do you have that might be holding you back? Consider the story of John, a talented software developer whose life took a turn due to his addiction. John was an ace at his game, not just in the realm of software development but also in the world of video games. Video gaming started as a harmless hobby for him, a way to unwind after long hours of coding. It was his sanctuary, a realm where he could be the hero, the villain, or anyone he wanted. It was a harmless passion, or so it seemed. As the months passed, the lines between his real and virtual worlds started to blur. The harmless hobby became a nightly ritual, then a daily obsession. The controller was not just a tool anymore, it was an extension of his being. The virtual world was no longer an escape, it was his reality. John's work started to bear the brunt of this change. His once commendable productivity started to wane. Deadlines missed, projects delayed, the quality of his work depreciated. His colleagues began to notice a change, his boss grew concerned, but John was too engrossed in his virtual world to notice the real-world consequences. His personal relationships too began to feel the strain. Friends stopped calling, knowing he'd be too busy gaming. His partner felt neglected, their shared moments replaced by the glow of the game screen. John was there, yet not there, lost in a world of pixels and high scores. This is not just a story about an addiction to video games. This is a story about how an addiction, any addiction, can gradually take over your life. It starts as a harmless indulgence, slowly turns into a necessity, and before you know it, becomes an obsession that controls you. John's story is a stark reminder of how addiction can take control of our lives. We forget the real-world implications, the real people and responsibilities we have. We lose sight of what truly matters, and before we know it, we're not living our lives anymore, we're just existing. But what exactly happens when addiction starts to affect our productivity? Imagine your mind as a well-oiled machine, each cog, each gear, working together in harmony to produce the best of your abilities. But when addiction enters the picture, it's like throwing a wrench into that intricate machinery. Addiction, be it to substances or behaviors, can seriously impede our cognitive functions. This is the psychological effect. It's like a fog that descends upon our minds, blurring our focus and causing us to lose sight of our goals. We become preoccupied with our addiction, and this obsession can lead to constant distractions, making it difficult to concentrate on tasks at hand. And then, there's the physical toll. Many addictions can lead to decreased energy levels. It's like running a marathon with a heavy backpack. Your body is weighed down, making each step harder and more exhausting. This lack of energy can make even the simplest tasks seem like monumental challenges. But the impact of addiction on productivity doesn't stop at just focus and energy. It also affects decision-making. The fog of addiction can cloud our judgment, leading us to make poor decisions. We might procrastinate more, miss deadlines, or produce subpar work. Over time, this can lead to serious consequences in our professional and personal lives. Addiction can also create a vicious cycle. As our productivity decreases, we might feel stressed or anxious about our performance. These negative feelings can then fuel the addiction, leading us to seek solace in the very thing that's causing our problems in the first place. In the long run, addiction can lead to decreased productivity, not just on a day-to-day basis, but also in terms of our overall life goals. The time and energy we spend feeding our addiction could have been used to learn a new skill, to create, to innovate, to contribute. As we can see, addiction can have a devastating effect on our ability to perform and produce quality work. Not only does it affect us on a personal level, but it also impacts those around us, our teams, our families, and our communities. Overcoming addiction is not just about personal recovery, but also about regaining our productivity and living up to our full potential. So how does one overcome addiction and reclaim their productivity? Overcoming addiction is a journey, one that requires courage, strength, and most importantly, persistence. Let's delve into some strategies that can guide you through this journey. Firstly, seeking professional help is a crucial step. Addiction is not a sign of weakness, but a complex health issue that often requires expert intervention. Therapists, counselors, and medical professionals can provide you with the tools and strategies you need to combat addiction. They can guide you through the process, helping you understand your triggers, manage cravings, and cope with the emotional turmoil that often accompanies addiction. Secondly, a strong support system is invaluable on this journey. Friends, family, and support groups can offer emotional comfort, encouragement, and motivation. They can remind you of your progress, celebrate your victories, and lend a listening ear during your struggles. Remember, you are not alone in this fight. Next, replacing negative habits with positive ones is a powerful strategy. Instead of reaching for that substance or engaging in that harmful behavior, channel your energy into something beneficial. Perhaps you could start a new hobby, delve into a book, or even go for a run. Over time, these positive habits can help you resist the pull of addiction and enhance your overall well-being. Patience is key in this process. Overcoming addiction is not an overnight miracle, but a gradual journey. There will be setbacks and challenges, but every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Remember to celebrate every victory and learn from every fall. Lastly, persistence is crucial. The journey to recovery is often a marathon, not a sprint. It requires commitment, determination, and resilience. There might be days when the road seems too long, the challenge is too daunting, but remember, every step you take towards overcoming addiction is a step towards reclaiming your productivity, your happiness, and your life. Remember, the road to recovery may be long, but the rewards are well worth the effort. In conclusion, our habits, whether good or bad, have a significant impact on our productivity. We've journeyed through the power of habits, delved into a case study, and examined how addiction can hamper productivity. We've also explored ways to overcome addiction. Now let's draw all these threads together to understand the vital role of habits in enhancing our productivity. Firstly, let's revisit the concept of habits. They're the automatic actions we perform daily without much thought. When these habits are positive, they can act as stepping stones to greater productivity. On the contrary, when they're negative, they can act as hurdles, obstructing our path to success. Take addiction, for instance, a classic example of a negative habit. It's a roadblock that hinders us from reaching our full potential. It drains our energy, time, and resources, leaving little room for productive tasks. But remember, we also discussed how to overcome addiction. It's not an easy journey, but with determination, support, and a robust plan, it's definitely possible. Now let's flip the coin and look at the bright side. Developing positive habits can be a game changer. Imagine starting your day with a healthy breakfast, dedicating a set amount of time for focused work, taking regular breaks, or maintaining a gratitude journal. These might seem like small changes, but over time they compound into significant improvements in our productivity and overall quality of life. In essence, habits are the invisible architects of our lives. They silently shape our daily experiences and, by extension, our productivity. Therefore, it's crucial to harness their power to our advantage. So, think about your habits. Which ones do you need to break? Which ones do you need to cultivate? Remember, the power is in your hands. Until next time, keep striving for a better, more productive you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our content if you found it helpful. Stay tuned for more insightful videos.